Major League Rugby Pick'em Challenge, sponsored by District 36 in Ankeny. My name is Mr. Gray, and I'm joined by these fellas here.
What up?
Say your name.
I'm just.
Hey,
Oh,
I'm
you're
Nico.
supposed to go first.
I'm Bill Stashko.
Marcus Ben.
What's the order? I'm Nico.
Nobody reads the run sheet.
I read it. I had it
We're
right in
working
front of
on
me.
it.
I was ready to go.
Wait a minute. I forgot
I
about
already
that
looked at the
part.
run sheet, but I didn't see the order.
And so if you didn't catch that right away, this is our first video where we have an official sponsor. So boys, we're hot out of the gates. We're proving why we should be sponsored by a bar, restaurant. Thank you, District 36. Hopefully we're making you proud. We've already messed up 30 seconds in. And so, yeah, welcome in, everybody. All right, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to continue talking about that great news. So, welcome in to the Week 3 recap of our Pick'em Challenge. Glad you guys could join us here, especially, looking at you, Javier. All right, so yeah, brand new sponsor, District 36. Out in Ankeny. Great thing about them, they have this nightly social hour at District 36, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. They have draws of beer, Busch Light for $3, $4 glass of wine, $5 signature cocktails, $6 flatbreads. And then they got their half-price appetizers Monday through Thursday. Walk-ins are welcome, reservations accepted. Perfect for groups, call ahead. And definitely we want to give a shout out to those guys for sponsoring the podcast. District 36 Wine Bar and Grill is a fun upscale bar and grill with the best patio and pond around. They have the best full service catering for all of your events. And again, like I said, that social hour, you can't go wrong with it. And so definitely get out there, check it out in Ankeny. It's a really nice place, especially for you guys who have a lady, a nice girlfriend, wife, something like that. Great place to take her to. So thank you again. We're glad you guys are along for the ride with us. And moving in to the next portion.
Big sad.
Some of you may have noticed also DeAndre is not with us tonight. He is not with us, but he's always with us, and we, can remember him by this photo.
Making that face.
Yeah. He's definitely crying somewhere right now.
Yep.
He's thinking about that beer mile.
Oh boy, that's going to be something to behold. And so when we look up the updated standings, first thing that jumps out, Nico, we're going to give you the floor here. You're out in the lead with an 8-6-1 record, but a $30 pot coming your way. The floor is yours.
Oh man, does it feel good? I'm so excited. I can't wait for this next week to see how much more money we can make. I'm loving the idea of watching you guys do this beer mile on Wednesday, though. Emphasis on watching.
Nico, don't you get to choose the beers for each lap?
Oh,
right?
I do get to choose a beer.
Yeah.
This is great.
No. Oh no!
I think we might have to do flights. We'll see what we can do for you.
Ooh.
There's going to be some good stouts in there, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Milk stouts.
Well, there's no time limit, right? There's no, I'm going to go from coaching high school rugby to our rugby practice. I feel like, I don't want to do this.
Can we go back to the DeAndre crying face? That would be perfect for right now. Think it over, D.
Yeah, I think he'll probably be step for step with me. and he'll complain the whole time, and we'll make sure we got a good video coming of that as well. Phil, looking at your record, same record as Nico, but about $23 less in the pot. Then we got Justin in kind of a second place there. At the guest spot, John Colin, he came in and he had the inside scoop. He got that 3-1 record, bumped the guest spot from last up into the middle of the pack. That was huge. His knee isn't able to run right now. And he never complained. He never was scared a single moment. He looked at us and was like, not a chance I'm losing this week. Not a chance I'm running. So when the beer mile came up and he's like, yeah, I'm not running because I'm not going to lose. He was right.
Nope.
And then we got Benson and I tied at WEO 750. And then D at 5-9-1 also with us. He hasn't won a single time. He's 0 for 3, $5 in the pot every week. Maybe that's why he's not on. He's just trying to find a way to take out some money, pay off his debt.
Maybe he's doing research.
That's what it is. He hasn't given me his picks yet for this week 4 coming up. And so as a group, we're 44, 54, and then those 7 ties. We're close to the 500 mark. Justin, do you feel like, you're starting to get a feel for where teams are lining up on the table?
I think so. Definitely, it's definitely confusing. But I think that this coming week I think I've got it dialed in this time. I think I do.
Yeah, it feels like things are starting to take shape, but then once that happens, somebody gets hot, somebody gets cold, somebody's dog barks. You never know.
Be my sweet baby boy out of this.
And then so a recap of the week here. Nico and Johnny Utah with the big winners. Phil, Justin, and Benson at 2-2. DeAndre 1-3. And I picked every game right. Except for I picked the losers. I thought we were picking losers this week. So I really was confident in this too. Like I don't even know what to say. Like I just feel like the Utah pick, it's like we had John on, so we all fell in love with Utah. Old Glory's been doing great. San Diego, that's a former championship team. And then love for Paul Emmerich and the Houston SaberCats. But
no love.
Yeah, I feel like I picked too much with my heart and like what I want to have happen, and less of like, hey, this is probably what's going to happen. So when you look at this, Nico, what happened? You were the only one to pick the New England Free Jacks. How did they beat Utah?
Yeah, coming in, Utah was second in the league with wins over Austin and Toronto, and then New England was having their first ever home game after a beatdown of Houston last week. It was a really back and forth battle. Honestly, I wasn't so sure. The scoring didn't start until this 26th minute with New England getting a penalty kick, and then Utah put up a try and converted, and then New England with another try and penalty to go up at half 11-7. New England came out hot second half, scored a try, couple penalty kicks. Looked like the game was really starting to go their way. And then Utah got a penalty try with New England getting a sin bin yellow, man down for the rest of the match. And then my guy over at Utah, Mikey Teo, scored a try, but it was a little too late, the 80th minute. So they ended, even though they converted, they lost 22-21. So that even with the loss, though, Utah still moves to the top of the to the top of the table with the Teenies being on the bye. New England in second now in a tight East race.
Yeah, watching that game, it just felt like Utah was inside the attacking 22. And it just felt like Utah was playing a better game, but New England just made the most of it. But that try in the first half by Utah with the little pop kick, the catch, the offload, that was pretty sick.
Couldn't agree more.
Oh
Yeah, it was a close one. It felt good to get the win over old Johnny Utah on that one, though.
You're the only one with enough balls to bet against him.
Starting the week off hot. I loved it. It was great.
And then moving into Toronto at Old Glory. So Johnny Utah, fun fact, he picked Toronto on our little show here. But then later in the week, did you guys see on his official social media?
Yeah, he flipped.
Yeah.
He flipped to Old Glory. So that was kind of interesting. He got his intel, and his intel was wrong. But
Yep.
Marcus, what was the story of that match?
I think Johnny Utah really should have. It's like when you're taking the exams and you think the right one, then you go back and change it, and you always miss those ones. Should have learned his lesson there. Here's what I saw out of it. I really thought that Jason Robertson was going to be back. That's what I was kind of hearing on the forum boards. Their fly half, their stud, and turns out he was not back, and they had to go with their third string guy. I'm not saying that was everything, but that made a big difference in Old Glory's offense. The Toronto's defense is stout, man. They've got that captain, that Lucas Rumble. I've seen here he's leading the league in turnovers won. They also had a really good rush defense. Toronto kind of started off the year pretty sluggish, but I think they're kind of turning around, and their defense is pretty stout. So I'm actually really excited to see how they play next week against LA.
No chance.
Oh, I don't. Nico, just wait till
We'll see.
So
We'll see.
Those first 2 weeks, I picked Toronto because they have so many Canadian national team players that it seems like they have a group of guys who have played together on the national side for Canada. And if they turn it on, it seems like they're going to be tough. But
I think BC's a good team, and I think when they kind of got it together this week, it was exciting. It was, I think they might actually be a contender. I think this LA Toronto game is going to be a good one this weekend.
Definitely. It'll be interesting too to see how they bounce back from a week off. Will they be sluggish, or will that actually help them be more prepared? So definitely.
Right. Well, and playing a 1-2 Toronto, are they going to overlook them? Who knows?
Exactly. And then we move on to San Diego. They went down south to Atlanta, and man, someone should have gave me the memo. Atlanta, big winner. Phil, what do we have there?
Well, game started off. First half was pretty exciting, a lot of back and forth. San Diego actually was able to punch a try in first. They're playing fairly sound rugby, and obviously Atlanta doing their thing too, punching them in. And, again, fairly close first half, but then second half, things started to get a little sloppy for San Diego. They started giving up really silly penalties, and, Atlanta taking full advantage of that, and they just started punching try after try. And Atlanta controlled the pace of the game for the whole second half. And just like Johnny Utah was saying, San Diego's kind of got that issue where, they got a lot of ballers and they're not really playing so much as a team. And also come to find out they're actually missing a couple of guys already, basically for the rest of the season. So they're already going to be down 3-4 guys, or typically starters. So that's going to be hurting them as well. And like I said, Atlanta just kind of ran away with it in the second half and put up quite a few points. So it's going to be interesting to see going forward how San Diego does, and if they can kind of fix their team culture to kind of get back on pace to where they used to be. But Atlanta's looking good. Atlanta's looking really good, actually.
Yeah.
At first, I wasn't really sure about them, but
Especially for a newer team, Atlanta. You never know. Giltini's too. You look at these newer teams, you never know how they're going to show up, and they're tough. And so moving into now the battle of the Texas Cup, the Sabercats, Gilgronis. That's a good rivalry. There's not many teams in this league. Everybody's pretty spread out. And the fact that you got two teams that are basically in each other's backyard, that's going to make a good, geographical rivalry. And I think that's always going to be a fun matchup. Did you guys see too, after the match was over, they actually had a giant cup that they played for it.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was massive. So, Justin, what was the story between the two Texas teams?
Well, I tell you what, I got a message for the SaberCats here. You got to score a try to win a game, or at least a penalty kick. At least a penalty kick. That's two shutouts in a row. That's terrible. Come on, guys. Clean it up around the breakdowns. Keep ball in hand. Stop giving the other team possession. I mean, basic rugby 101. That's all I got for him. This is a poor attempt at playing rugby that day for them.
You want to win, score some points. Easy as that.
Got to.
I mean, come on, guys. That's all you have to do. Score some points.
Yeah,
Just a
easy,
few.
not hard.
And keep the other team from scoring. Come on.
Definitely. Well, that's the recap of all those games. You know, it was a good week for everyone except for a few. Again, we want to give a big thank you to John Colin for coming last week and being a part of this for us as our special guest. Again, you can see on the screen here, go to his YouTube channel, The Worst Channel Ever, and then you can take a look at the worst podcast ever, the worst Major League Rugby recap ever. Like I said, he was on our show, and I think he kind of was like, yeah, maybe calling his show the worst isn't maybe accurate once he saw our breakdown. I mean, he could sit down and break down one match for 2 hours. Like, I think his podcast, you look at some of the timestamps, and it's like he could go over every single breakdown, every single little moment. I think he's going to be great at whatever he does next in rugby, whether it's analytical or like if he's going to do analytics for a team or if he's going to give feedback for commentary. The dude knows the game. And so, again, thank you for being a part of it. We may see him again to give his victory speech. We may see him again at a Pally's watch party. And we'll probably see him at practice playing touch with us in a few weeks. So shout out again to him. Give him a follow on social media as well. Johnny Utah. And then there's some numbers after it probably. But Johnny Utah, can't miss him. Yeah. And then Phil, you want to talk again about our sponsor?
Yep, just a quick shout out again to District 36. It's a awesome little crew over there. Got to talk to the manager, and like I know a few people that work there. It's fantastic service. Food is great. I mean, they have pretty good drink specials, everything. The location's a really cool little spot too. And they got just about everything that you could possibly ask for. Even if you're taking your old lady on a date, you know, they still got plenty of sports on the TV and everything. So just keep you entertained. And yeah, I'm excited to get over there and have a few drinks and eat some delicious food.
Definitely. And, you know, when they say like they have the best pond and patio, if you think of a lot of patios, like at bars, normally it's like, here's the front of our restaurant, here's the patio, and then you just look at the parking lot. Like they legit have a pond and you're just sitting there on the backside. So definitely a cool atmosphere and it could be a nice little romantic spot for you too. But then also a spot after work, go hang out with the guys, grab some beers, maybe a glass of wine if you're fancy like Marcus. I don't know. Up to you. And then also, Marcus, tomorrow, practice. What's the news?
Big day of practice. Last one for our game. I'm pumped. I just talking to my family and my brother about it this weekend. We're really excited for this week of practice and the game. It'd be fun to knock the rust off and just get the boys together.
Definitely. And then after practice, what's the plan?
After practice, we're all going to Pally's, and then we get to watch Mr. Gray and DeAndre do the beer mile. I can't wait.
Let's go.
Yeah. Cardio. But that's right. Because Saturday, we're coming for you, Cedar Rapids. Nico, tell them why.
Because we got to beat our boy Mike. That's why.
Don't forget about Ebes.
Ebes.
What about Ebes?
And all the other good boys in Cedar Rapids. Yeah, we're looking forward to our first match together. This is going to be – I'm so pumped. Let's go.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. I mean, we got a lot of friends on our team, a lot of friends on Cedar Rapids. It's going to be great to just see a bunch of those guys and to get on the field. It's going to be the first time we've played an actual competitive match. A lot of us since November of 2019. Marcus, I think the last time you played was like, what? That would have been like, I don't know,
September
September of
September?
2016. No,
Yeah.
Was it? Or
No,
maybe
it was 2019. It was
No,
same
it was-
season you
No, it
guys
was
played.
19.
that was 2019. It feels like forever ago.
It does feel
Yeah, it
like
does.
forever ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, that's going to be great, and just cool to see. February 15th is when we launched the Facebook page, and now here we are 2 months later for our first match. So just excited for all the work you guys have put in and all the guys showing up at practice. It's going to be awesome. And then, we had a rough start here off of our first sponsored podcast with District 36, stumbling over ourselves and our words and no one reading the run sheet. So, Justin, the pressure is on. Words
Oh,
of
my
wisdom. Send us home. Make it right the ship. We got to end it on a high note.
I'll try. Well, guys, you should definitely come to practice on Wednesday. Check us out if you're thinking about playing rugby. You should definitely come watch DeAndre and Ryan run the beer mile. And maybe come watch a game on Saturday if you're in the Cedar Rapids area.
Definitely.
And then the Houston SaberCats, if y'all could score some points in your next game, that'd be great.
Just dragging Houston, Jesus.
I hope they watch this. Maybe it'll inspire them.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, that Justin guy, screw that guy. Let's fight him. We'll meet you in Cedar Rapids, and we will fight you. Also, too, I guess that reminds me, forgot to mention it. This Sunday at Pally's at 2 p.m., New York plays a team.
They play Atlanta.
They play Atlanta. Yes, they do.
Atlanta.
I know.
And
I was torn on that decision. Two of my favorite teams.
You're the only one with that love for New York. But
I
New
am.
York and Atlanta at 2 o'clock on Sunday. We'll have a little watch party. Be a nice little Sunday afternoon. It's the only match on Sunday. Like you said, we have a game on Saturday, so we can go to Pally's, lick our wounds, have a few beverages, talk about how good we were the day before, all that fun stuff. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
guys, we will see you all tomorrow. Thank you, fellas, and everyone have a good night.
The Wombats. Dang it! I'm holding my phone still.
Come on, Phil.
So this
Rookie
is like
mistake.
this is like our 8th video.
Sorry.
Bye, guys.